Hey guys, Basil for GraysonHobby, and you guys, we asked you last time we did a video on to vote for which one you wanted to see, and
well, the 239 actually won based off the votes. However, we already had the 229 flying, and the 339 is kind of a whole different breed in comparison. So since I already had a 229, I figured let's do the 339.
right. So we're gonna go over the 339. We're gonna go over the specs. We're gonna break it down, and then we're gonna go outside and do some flying. Right?
Yep.
Regardless of what you guys voted.
Surprise! All right, so the Cube 339 features 1105 5500 kV motors.
Sure about that?
No, not at all, actually. 5500 kV motors. You can see there, the 1105. It does have the 2-screw style system. This is the same motor they're using in the 2-inch and the 2.5-inch 249 series. So it's a universal, or not universal motor, but they're using other electronics that's already been proven on this model. Bolt-on screws. It's running the HQ 3x2 props.
And are you fans of those props?
These didn't do bad. I'm not crazy about the little 65mm ones in comparison like the Gem fans. The speed control, the stack on this quad is similar on the 229, 239, and 339. It's using the speed control is a 4-in-1 continuous 13 amp burst current of 15 amp. It's the Mamba F134 speed control. It runs D-Shot 300 or D-Shot 600, so it does not feature D-Shot 1200, just D-Shot 600 max. It's a 16x16 hole pattern, and it weighs about 2.2 grams without any wiring on it. And it's a 2 to 4 cell rated. So guys, there's no 6 cell on this little guy. It's 2 to 4 cell.
4 cell, that's a lot for that little guy though.
Yeah. I would probably just stick with 3 cell. They really don't recommend anything higher than that. You get a lot of weight on these things, they're gonna fly like crap.
All right, so how's that camera?
So the camera on this guy is a Runcam Nano 2. It's more of a basic one from Runcam. It doesn't have a programmable OSD and all that. So it's more on the bottom line from Runcam, but it's still pretty good image.
All right, what's the lens?
It's a 2.1mm lens. Okay. So it's not bad. Yeah, there's upgradable ones. There's better ones out there if you want to spend a little more money. But again, we are talking a $140 quad ready, plug and play. So you got to have a little shortcoming here to keep the price down.
All right. So what's the camera connected to?
The camera is connected to a TBS Unify Pro 32 Nano. So the camera might be not the best thing in the world, but the VTX is pretty awesome for a 16x16.
Right.
This is a very small VTX, and it also it's soldered onto a little board that adapts it to fit the 16x16 hole pattern. The board does come locked. The VTX does not come unlocked like older models. You will have to unlock it prior to using it if you want to use like Race Band 8, stuff like that.
Yeah. And we'll show a video on that one, separate video.
Yeah, and we'll do a video on that. It's very quick, takes just a minute or so to unlock it, and then it gives you all the features and the higher milliwatt.
Okay.
Receiver in this guy is not included. This is a plug and play. So that comes with a harness coming outside. I'm going to show you on this one here. The harness will be coming with the quad. It's not an RXSR plug. So what you would have to do is use the adapter. It comes with 2 cables. One that has a pigtail that you solder on for like an XM Plus, XM, etc. The other one is a adapter from this ununiversal connector to a RXSR. So it does come with an RXSR direct adapter. So if you don't want to solder, RXSR is the way to go. And it's really easy to run the wiring. Like you can either get little tubes and run it through the little tube slots, or if you're lazy like me, you just run it up through here and just stick it out there. Now, do know if you crash, you might eat the antenna and the prop, but that's a risk I'm willing to take on this one.
And we'll have a video on the receiver install somewhere
down the road. Yeah.
Well, I think we may have it. But anyway, so let's measure that guy up. What do you got here?
Motor shaft to motor shaft is 90 millimeters.
Looks like 90. I'll go at 90.
We're gonna go with about 90 millimeters, and this is a true X configuration, so it's 90 by 90. Diagonally is what they usually measure by. So it's a 125-ish, it looks like. 122.
All right.
Factory is actually 122. I was close.
All right. And let's put it on the scale. Let's see what it says.
So, all right. So the weight of this is the 339 with props, prop screws, not pressed on props, prop screws, and a RXSR with the adapter installed. So everything but the battery. Getting you flying is 66.6. Oh, it's the devil. It's the devil quad.
Probably don't know play some foosball.
Mama said. Oh wait, 66.7. All right, I like that better. That's non-devilish numbers there. Satanic crap. There we go. So with the battery in there, 92.5 grams. So guys, this is well under the 250 gram limit. So yeah.
Why is that
have fun
important?
with
The 250 gram limit.
it. So you don't have to register it.
Yeah. Most countries don't allow anything over that, right?
Yeah, there's countries that are very strict now.
Yeah. Last but not least, before we get to fly this guy, what kind of batteries?
So the
are
339
suggested?
from the manufacturer, they do have it tuned for a 300 milliamp 3-cell battery. A 300 milliamp 3-cell battery. This is a high voltage. Let's see what kind of weight we're talking on a battery here. So the battery they recommend is it
0? Yep.
is 25.8 grams or so. So about a 26 gram battery. Now I do have a 350 gram GMB here, which I like the form factor of this a lot better. It's only 27.9, 27.8. So it's only a couple gram, like a gram and a half more. And it's an extra 50 milliamps. Now on the 339, I would venture to say maybe closer to a 400 milliamp or maybe even more if you're looking for a longer flight time. If you really push it hard, you will get pretty short flights. So if you're looking to keep the weight down, a really lightweight quad, the 239 or the 229 might be better for you. But the 339 is definitely, from flying, it kind of reminds me of the old GTR 90, and I really like that quad. That was a very good fan favorite from Diatone for everyone.
Let's go try it.
This has been the endless summer of 2019. Here it is, first day of fall, and it's 90 degrees. Supposed to be 90 degrees all week.
All right, Diatone, here we go. Let's go for a ride. I see some breakup there already.
Yeah, I'm not running on the highest power.
All right.
So I probably should.
Looks like you had some power lines right there. That's just the sun. So let's do some slow and, you know, semi-cinematic. Let's see what we got there. How's it fly slow?
It's very smooth. Now I am getting some dark areas of the sun because this is a CMOS camera.
All right.
So typical.
Now our test I always like to do is go around the building and see. But this quad doesn't really pertain to this because it's an external receiver. But we got
I'm
good.
going low and around the building. And it's perfectly
not much
fine.
breakup compared to some other quads.
No,
we
I'm
have.
only on the second power. I'm not on the highest power on this VTX, which is 400 milliwatt, I believe.
So I don't see any
But
RSS
the trees
out there.
are crazy low.
There we go. So zip it
And
around.
This needs to get cut.
Yeah. I keep saying we're gonna cut it. Yeah, you just whip it around pretty good there.
I like flying that little spot.
Because it's open.
Well, no, around that little PVC.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why we put it there, right?
Just something different.
Yeah. We should put some little targets out here. All right, so explain, let's see, I don't see any power throttle on your thing here.
I actually do not have throttle percentage on this, but I'm flying about 35% maybe or so.
All right. So are there any, I know we've had a lot of quads that have just terrible tendencies. Is there anything bad about this one? It looks pretty, sounds good.
Had a little oscillation
Yeah,
at top
that's
throttle
awesome.
there. Maybe a little TPA fix it. Could be a warp prop. This prop has seen a tree already, so
All right.
and the concrete, so it could be just a little bit bent of a prop. But the lower KV actually nice and quiet, not very loud, even for a 3-inch. I mean, it's got a little bit there, but not enough to really disturb people. So that's always a factor to me because we do fly here in parking lots and stuff.
Yeah, that
So
is very
that's
quiet.
Always been something.
Nobody would hear this thing
And,
compared
hey,
to.
can you push my fan button? I'm fogging up.
Yeah. Where is it?
Right side of where the battery plugs in, a little white connector.
HT angle.
No, on the all the way on the top on the fan.
Oh yeah,
faceplate.
there it is. All right.
There you
You weren't on the throttle though. That's the thing. You had low battery.
Low battery. Time to land.
So we'll say a 3 minute for the average flyer. And I say average because I know I fly. It all depends. But I know some other guys who full throttle all the time. So let's go feel it. Right, good job. Right in the ant pile right there.
Motors are slightly warmer than outside temperature.
Yeah, that's definitely normal.
maybe 100 degrees. Battery.
Everything's warm. Nothing is burning for sure.
Yeah.
Now put your tongue in that VTX.
Pass.
So pros and cons of the 3-inch versus, or the 339 versus the 239 or 229.
Pros, I'm going to say easier source motors. They're 1105, more standardized. The props are 3-inch, so you get a little more thrust out of it.
Okay.
Batteries, you can carry that little bit of a bigger prop or bigger battery. So if you do have older 2-inch quads and all that, boom, there you go. Downside, it is bigger. it's heavier, so it does hit harder.
But it's still under that 100 or 100.
Yeah, it's still under the
light.
weight, but it's going to be heavier than the other ones. Yeah, that's pretty much the only con I got for it. There's not really much con. It's one of those things, depending on what size motors you like. Yeah. I think the motors are a little bit stronger, more robust, just because they have more weight or strength to them.
Now, in your opinion, which one flies to your liking?
Ooh, I really like the smaller quads, but I was pretty impressed with the way the 339 flew. Yeah. So it's going to be hard to say.
So if you're really on the fence, basically go to your battery stack or stash and inventory and pick the battery or the quad.
Yeah, actually, there you go. If you have larger than 300 milliamp batteries, like 350 to 550 maybe, probably go with the 339. If your batteries are 3-cell, 300 to 350 milliamp that you have a bunch of from like Mobula 7, stuff like that, because we've all made that mistake. Just kidding. No, just kidding. Basically, those batteries, that would be the 239. If you have a bunch of 2-cell lipos from like the EMAX stuff and all that, then that's where the 229 comes into play.
So basically, we're suggesting, based on your battery inventory, that's what you need to get. Because they all are pretty the same.
Now, if you're starting, this is not a beginner quad, so you should already have some batteries.
Or let's say I'm coming from a 5-inch. I have no micros.
So if you're looking to buy the quad and the batteries and you're coming from a 5-inch, I would probably go to the 339 because it's going to be the closest flying to a 5-inch.
Gotcha.
They're all still, you can tell they're not a 5-inch, but the 339 is probably going to be the closest to that. But if you come from like whoops and all that, like tiny whoops, then the 239, 229 would probably be more in your genre, especially if you want to keep it in small areas flying and not disturb people.